Well, hey, Diet Disruptors. Hello, hello. I hope everyone's doing well. It is a gloomy Thursday over here in Connecticut where we are all settled now. I'm in my office. I'm in my new space. I'm back from living in Mexico for a year, which is crazy. But I'm home and I'm so happy to be back home. So I wanted to jump on to share with you some things that I've been thinking about as I've been coaching our clients. We have a group of people in our 4 weeks to wellness challenge that prep week started this week. And there's been a lot of questions about my Fitness Pal, that app that a lot of people use. And I use it too. So I have my phone here and I use it as well. So I'm going to pull it up and I'm going to show you how I use it. Before I do though, I just want to tell you that I just ate and I ate a PFC meal and I just thought I would share with you what I ate because people are always asking me for simple PFC and clean meals. And so I had hard-boiled a bunch of eggs because yesterday I was going to make deviled eggs and I got halfway through and then I just ordered sushi to bring to the party. So anyway, I had all these hard-boiled eggs and they were cut in half and the yolks were already taken out because I was ready to do the deviled egg thing. And I ended up filling them with guacamole. So I made deviled eggs with guacamole, which I had already had in the fridge. That was so yummy, which was my protein and my fat, and I still needed a carb. So I had some clementines, so I had 2 clementines. So I just needed to eat quick, and I always have stuff in my fridge, so I know I can mix and match. So that's what I had. And my daughter made a cake the other day, so she was eating her cake for her meal. And then she was making iced tea, and she was putting some agave in it. And I said, look, you just had a fat and a carb in this cake, which is not healthy, let's be clear, but she's 14, and sometimes you pick your battles. So I said, you just had a fat and a carb in your cake and you're going to have some carb in your iced tea that you're making. What do you need? And she's like, I know I need some protein. So she grabbed some hard-boiled eggs too. So just a way that I am constantly talking about nutrition and food around my kids. All right. So my Fitness Pal. So a lot of people use the diary, right? And they have your diary that's all kind of there. Mine's always blank. I don't track my food. It is just one more thing to do, and it's not necessary because when we do PFC every 3, we are literally eating from them an hour within waking up, and then every 3 hours after that, and you're eating a protein, fat, and carb. The only thing I care about is what I'm eating that meal because after that meal is over, it's done. It's gone. I don't need to track it. I don't need to know how much I ate over the day because that's just complicated, confusing, and less effective. When we talk about eating 1,200 calories a day or 1,500 calories a day, whatever it is, or if you have this many grams of macros of this many grams of protein a day, like that's a lot of math, like to divide out how many times you're going to eat. What if like you just life throws something at you and you're at Target or you decide to go out for dinner, but you already ate all your protein grams? It's just very complicated, isn't it? So it's so much easier to go meal by meal. Every time I eat, I know it's the same portions of proteins, fats, and carbs. So I don't need to track it because once that meal is over, I'm done and my next meal is coming. And what I ate in that last meal doesn't have any bearing on what I'm going to eat in my next meal or the meal after that. Isn't that awesome? Like it's so freeing to never have to count your calories again. I can't get my shirt straight here. So when I go on my Fitness Pal, all I do is I press the little plus sign, boom, and it says food. So I go to food, select a meal. It doesn't matter because I'm not tracking it. Breakfast. All right, now all my food comes up. You can't really see this. No. Okay, there it is. All this food comes up, right? So I just had, let's say I'm like out and I'm like, what's an orange? I think I want orange as my carb. What's an orange? I'm going to type in orange. 1 medium orange. Okay, 1 medium orange is 62 calories. I don't care about that because I don't count calories. But look, this is what's so great about my Fitness Pal. Okay, I feel like you can't really see this. Do you see? It says protein, fat, and carb, y'all. Protein, fat, and carb. It's like they know what I'm thinking. Okay, what do you see for protein? 1.2 grams. Ignore it. Why do you ignore it? Because it's a vegetarian, it's a fruit, it's not an animal-based protein, it's not a complete protein. Ignore that, right? If I was talking about eggs, then I would look at the protein number, but I'm not. not looking at protein. It's 0.2 grams of fat, y'all. It's nothing. We don't even look at that. So all I know is that orange is a carb and it's 15.4 grams of carbs. Is there any fiber in an orange? Yes, there is. There's 3 grams of fiber. So it's 12 grams of carbs. Now, an orange is very high. It's a very high glycemic fruit. So it's 12 grams of sugar. It's natural sugar, but it's 12 grams of sugar. That's why on the challenge we don't do oranges, because we're really trying to keep our glycemic index really low during those 4 weeks as part of our cleanse. So normally I don't eat an orange. I don't eat oranges a lot, but I just told you I had 2 clementines because they were in the house and they're a carb. But I don't do that all the time because it's pretty sugary. But let's look at clementine. Clementine. Let's see what that is, because I think about 2 is good. So 1 clementine is about 9 grams of carbs. So 2 of those, it's 1 gram of fiber. So it's about 18 grams of carbs for 2 of them, which is about right for a meal. So that's what I do. All right, so let's look up one more thing. So I go plus, I go to food, I go to breakfast, because it doesn't matter, I'm not tracking it, right? And then I look at guacamole. Let's look at Moe's guacamole, 1 package of Moe's guacamole. 6 grams of carbs, 8 grams of fat. Okay, I know. And those of you that you do the challenge, you know your numbers really well. You know the portion sizes. So it's like a little bit hard for me to like give you all the details right now about what you would be having, but this is how you use it. Just to look up food. It's like an encyclopedia for you. You don't have to track it anymore. The only time my clients track it is because I'll often say, all right, let me know what you've been eating for the last couple of days. And so they find it easy to track in here. They get a tracker as part of the program. So some people decide to write it down on the printable that I provide. But here, that's the only time you would track it is because you're going to screenshot it and share it with me. So if you ever want to do that, I'm happy for you to screenshot it and share it up with me, and I will take a look at it and let you know how you're doing on your proteins, fats, and carbs. Okay, that's it. I hope that was helpful. Bye.